Okay, only one announcement. If someone took my beef, my American beef, we have to talk, okay? Because right here, is it Francine? Did you take my beef? Did you put it in your ice cream? It's actually not really funny because right here, there was a beef. And we have no dogs here running around. Okay, thank you very much. She took my beef. Everything's fine. So as soon as I get my beef, we can start. They probably put it in a fridge. What a rookie mistake. Oh my God. Always, when you're grilling beef, take it out of the fridge at least 1 hour ago. This is exactly what I did. And put it over there to raise the temperature of the beef. Because what you want to do is you don't want to grill or cook the beef for too long. If you warm it up before, the time that you need to you have my beef? No? You have my beef? Okay. So the time that you need to cook the beef is actually quite shorter because the beef actually has 25 degrees or 20 degrees dependent on the temperature you actually have around you. So I was hoping to raise the temperature of the beef to up to 20 degrees. But it's gone. It's probably in the fridge already, so we'll need a little bit more time. But about time, I'm the last one here. So prepare for a 3-hour drive with me, because we have all the time in the world. So I'm going to grill all the steaks. Yeah, my name is Kacper Zalsman. I came from Poland. So I'm from the same culture as you guys. So for me, American beef is a thing I already discover. Yeah, I'm starting to discover this. Thank you very much. Yeah, my beef is here. Cold, 5 degrees. I know, safety first. Yeah, but when you cook, take it out of the fridge 1 or 2 hours before cooking. Yeah, so what I was saying, I'm from Poland, and we are actually trying to learn about beef for 10, maybe 15 years. I'm sure you had the same experiences I had here in Latvia or Lithuania or Estonia with first steaks you tried in your life. Not really the best meat you've ever eaten, yes? But imagine this. We are now trying to develop in Poland. I really keep my fingers crossed for Polish butchers and everything. And these guys in States, they were doing it for, I don't know, 100 years, something like this. They're really good at breeding excellent beef. So, but American beef, I don't know, I have this thought always when I think American beef, it's expensive. Yeah, it has to be expensive, like a ribeye or, you know, tenderloin or something like this. Well, it's not the cheapest beef in the world, but you pay for the quality, because the quality that we get in Europe is actually the best American beef we can find. Because they have separate breeds for America and separate for European Union. And European Union is not only healthy, you know, free from all the stuff that they put in their meat, but it's also the highest quality beef. Only the prime and only the choice are being sent to Europe because these are the most exceptional beefs you can possibly buy from America. Okay, so we have to pay quite a lot of money for ribeye and tenderloin. Oh, I don't want it. But you can find many muscles in a cow, yeah, that can be made as a steak. And most of these muscles people in our culture don't really know. I'm teaching people in Poland about different muscles that can be found in a cow, which I called alternative cuts, which are like 1/3 or 1/4 of the price of tenderloin, for example. They are really, really much cheaper, and in my opinion, really, really excellent. For example, when I go to butcher's shop in May or in April, all the ribeyes, all the tenderloins, we have like 7th quality meat at the store because people are buying plenty of ribeyes, plenty of tenderloins, and the availability of this beef is really limited. But if you look for something, for example, like this is a hanger steak, or hanging tender, as Americans call it. It used to be called butcher's steak. And this kind of steak is actually not really expensive. It's not really beautiful. Let's be honest. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know, let's do it like this. It's not beautiful. Let's be honest. But it has a little bit of butcher work you have to do with this, because you see this vein in the middle. It's tough already. And if you grill it with the vein, it will be even tougher. So the only butcher work you have to do with this beef is cutting out the vein, which is really, really simple. You just have to have medium sharp knife, and you just follow the vein with the tip of your knife, and you cut the vein really easily. And everything that's left is the most amazing steak in the world. This is a muscle that's actually deep inside cow's body, because most of the muscles are outside, like you have, you know, a tenderloin or ribeye going directly next to a spine. Yeah, or you have a belly muscles, like this is a muscle, for example, next to the cow's belly. But this piece is deep inside cow's body. It's close to liver. It's close to diaphragm. So it has a very exceptional flavor, because the flavor is a little bit livery. Sometimes you can feel like richness, meatiness. Yes. Sometimes ribeye compared to hanger steak seems to be watery. Really, trust me. You will try it in a minute. So next thing we have to do with hanger steak, you see there are two different kinds of white stuff that you can find on the beef. One is fat, which is our friend, and we can leave it on the steak, no worries. It will melt anyway. And second thing is silver skin. Silver skin or veins like this that tend to get tougher during cooking. Something like this. We are positive this is going to get tough, and it will prevent the meat from caramelizing. Caramelization is or Maillard reaction is actually one of the most important process you can do when cooking. You achieve it with high temperature, and you want this meat to be without any stuff like that that could prevent it from caramelizing. So we have a hanger steak like this. This is actually all ready to be cooked. I think I'll just go with the whole piece. Oh, thank God. I was thinking, do I have this thermometer? Yeah. So what to do with this steak? I'm now thinking about the method, because we are kind of improvising today, but we have 2 pans and the oven. Awesome. We can work with anything we have. So one of the pans is actually really, really hot. And that's the pan that we want to make caramelization on. We need 3 things actually when making a steak. We need high temperature, we need low temperature to cook the inside of the steak, and we also need resting. And this is the whole actually idea. We don't need anything else. And it's our decision if we put the steak in the oven first and sear it afterwards, or sear it first and cook it inside afterwards. These are 2 different methods. So first, searing first. This is a hanger steak. I'm thinking about some fat, because we need fat for frying, yes? I have no oil, I have no olive oil, but who cares? I have plenty of fat over here on my steaks. We're going to use it to melt it on the pan. This will give us plenty of additional flavor. Oh no, this is a connective tissue. So I'm putting this on a pan, which is actually really smoking hot. So I'll take it off for a moment. And make sure that the pan is actually, that the board is not burnt, and that the pan is whole greased with the fat. We can decrease it a little bit. And now the salt. Many different methods saying about salt that it cannot be put before grilling. Some people put it few hours before grilling or cooking. The most important thing is it really has to be salted, because you can salt it obviously afterwards, but the salt, when it's being put on a pan and on a grill, it's actually changing to really beautiful crust, which we need on our steak. Okay, there's plenty of fat on the pan already. Now we're putting a steak. So searing first. Ah, you see, piece of vein over here. We have to get rid of this. And when you have a vein like this, you can even check. It's so tough. Oh, this is a tartar steak. No vein? Okay. Quality check, really good. Stuff like this. We're not wasting. We're not wasting good beef. Yep. Good. Very good American beef. Yeah. Okay, so this is already clean. So we're coming back to our pan. And first, high temperature. And okay, so how long should it be cooked in a high temperature like this? Some recipes say it's 1 minute, some recipes say it's 3 minutes, some guys say it's 30 seconds. What you have to know, you have to realize what temperature do you have on your pan, on your grill, or whatever you're using. If it's really, really high temperature, there are grills like this that can achieve, I don't know, 800 degrees Celsius. You cook it for 10 seconds in a temperature like this, max. If you have a grill that's working for 350 to 400 degrees Celsius, you cook it for 30 seconds. If you have 250, for example, on your pan, on your grill, 1 minute, 2 minutes. And sometimes, for example, in Japan, when they grill Kobe beef on a teppanyaki grill, it's no higher than 200 degrees. It's really medium-high temperature. They don't attack it with really strong temperature. And this takes around 3 minutes to caramelize it nicely from one side, then they flip it to the other side, 3 minutes from the other side. So I'm thinking that was really smoking hot, so that should be the time already. And the best thing is, don't touch the steak. You don't have to check every 30 seconds. You should just know. If you see that the meat is acting crazy when you put it on a grill, like really splashing with fat, with everything, oh, this is hot. It was hot, but now after I put this steak, which is straight from the fridge, obviously, I put it on the pan, and I see that the temperature is already not very high. It's moderate high heat. So after 2 or I don't know how many times do I talk already for, after a few minutes, we can check. And I'm checking, and you see the stuff? Yeah. So we have plenty of caramelization, beautiful browning. This is a Maillard reaction. This is really important. We want this on our steak. Other side, searing from other side. And in the meantime, we have to prepare medium-high temperature to cook the steak inside. We can use either the oven, or you can use, for example, this pan that's lying around here. We have no garlic, I heard already, but no worries. Let's finish it up on a pan with butter. So that was smoking hot. This is like 3/4, yeah? This says 7. I have no idea in what scale, but it says 7. So yeah, I'm putting the butter, and fun with the butter is that you cannot burn it. You don't want to burn the butter, but it has to be warm. It cannot be cold as well. So if I see something like this, I take the pan out of the stove, I decrease it a little bit, and now it should be fine. That amount of butter should be fine. We always want to put some aromatics in this butter. So for example, what? The garlic. It's not here. Never mind. We have herbs. We put the herbs inside. Finally, we have some smoke. This is what I really like. I'm a grilling guy, so smoke is what we want. But the smoke is actually because of, yeah, we have too much. But still, it's going to be fine. This is really, if you have some black stuff like this, it's really a little bit of bitterness, and it's still really fine. So right now, I'm putting it to the medium-high temperature. We can call it indirect heat or something like this. And we start finishing up the steak inside, yeah? We do it like the guys from the seafood stands here, so we are basting this this hanger with the butter. It cannot be very high temperature. I'll decrease this. And a steak like this should need, I guess, something around, what do you think? 5 minutes, something like this. It would be awesome to keep doing it like this all the time. But you know, we have more steaks to do. So the hanger will be cooked by itself. I will bust it from time to time. And now let's get to another steak, which we will do a bit differently. Because what we have here, this is something really exciting for me, because I'm doing it for the first time for US beef. This is called tri-tip steak. Tri-tip, another not really famous steak in the world. That's a steak that comes from the side of the cow, and it's like the ending of one of the muscles here on the side. And it's funny because this tri-tip is actually, you know that they have a barbecue in California. Americans make fun of California that they also have barbecue because, you know, Texan dudes or, you know, Carolina dudes with birds and everything, and suddenly California, they have their own style of barbecue. Yeah, and they do tri-tip steak, which is smoked and cooked as a whole piece. Take a look at this. We have plenty of stuff on the tri-tip steak. This we have to get rid of as well. This is gonna be tough. And if we have time, we can cook the whole thing, but I don't think this is necessary. See, we have plenty of fat. We could leave the fat on the steak, but on the other hand, I'm thinking we are wasting good stuff. This fat could be, for example, used as oil on a pan, or it can be used as it can be added to a burger. It will be awesome. But it also can be used as, I don't know, we can just make anything with this fat. Cook it. We're not wasting good stuff. And we don't need that much fat on our tri-tip. And tri-tip, hold on, let me get back to my hanger steak for a moment. Basting a little bit. Don't tell anybody about this, you know, raw meat, cooked meat, and everything deal here. So, okay. And now, how to check if the steak is already done and what level of doneness is it? Some folks say that, oh, you can just touch it and, you know. I'm a guy that likes to use the thermometer because I'm 100% sure all the muscles act differently. Some muscles remain soft for a long time. They are already well done, and they are still, like, you can squeeze them and you can feel that they are still soft inside, but they are cooked. And some muscles are getting tough really fast. For example, strip loin. It's getting tough really fast, but inside it's still raw. That's why you should use the thermometer. The touching method, it doesn't work. Really, it just makes you nervous. So, what temperature does it have? Well, this beef doesn't even have a fever yet. That's because it was in a fridge. So we still have around 5 minutes to do it. I'm putting it back in the butter. A little bit of basting. And let's get back to tri-tip. So what we could do, we could take the whole piece of tri-tip and we could put it in the oven and just cook it and do it with the method which is called reverse sear. So first cooking inside and then searing it on a high temperature. But I'm thinking this is a really big muscle. So I'm thinking let's pick something smaller. Like we can do a corner like this. You see, always be careful to the fibers, how they run in your muscle. They go like this, yes, in this direction. So when you're cutting this, even when you're preparing the steak to be cooked, it's always a good idea to cut it against the grain because it will be easier to chew later. You see this marbling inside? This is a guarantee of the good flavor. They achieve it by feeding the beef with corn and with high energy foods. That's why it looks like this. Okay, so this we're gonna start with, there's some oil down there, but I'm afraid a little bit. Let's just put salt on this. plenty of salt. You can rub it if you want. And in the back, we have an oven which has 160 degrees, from what I remember, 150. We can put it in the oven, and this is called reverse searing. First, we cook the steak inside, and then we sear it on a pan. Let me adjust the temperature. I can see that you guys are here for, it's almost the end of the event. Okay, now, but we are still gonna make tri-tip as a steak. So I'm cutting one steak of this tri-tip, and we'll use similar method to the one we used with the hanger steak. We'll just do it as a steak. But this time, you see, I have to take care of this because there's plenty of burnt stuff on this pan already. We don't want it. If you don't have chances to wash the pan on a show like this, I can do anything. It's really simple. Okay, here's a clean pan, really nice. And we are getting more fat. And we're putting this on a pan. Let's check the hanger steak. Yeah, the butter is exactly as it should be. It's not too cold, and it's not burning. So this is exactly as I want. Let's check the hanger steak once again, because I'm getting a feeling that we are getting close. 35, 37, 38. Listen, with the hanger steak, the deal is you cannot cook it too much. It cannot be done too well done. For example, 50. Let me tell you about the levels of doneness. Between 50 to 60 degrees, for me, that's the best spot to eat the beef. Around 50 is a meat which we could call the rare steak, and medium is around 60. It's pinkish inside, and this is the sweetest spot for me. 50 to 60 degrees inside. If you want to go below 49, for example, it's okay, but it's getting rawer and rawer. It's getting raw below 49. Over 60 is going a little bit into medium well, which is actually quite good degree for me. I like some stuff done medium well, but for example, ribeyes, strip loins are okay, and these steaks you cannot go above 60 degrees because they can get tough. They should be eaten maximum medium, 60 degrees, in my opinion, of course. Okay, let's start another steak. Bit salt for our tri-tip. Tomorrow, if you come tomorrow, we're going to make some recipes as well with these steaks. Today is just a walk through the cuts we have in US beef. So searing first. If we have a steak like this, we can also sear the sides if we want. The more caramelization you have, the better. I will decrease the butter for a moment. Okay, so now let's cut the steak. No, few minutes of rest. This is really, really necessary because take a look at this fact. American guys spent 100 years on breeding, on actually making the breeding of beef excellent. And these cows are being bred in a really special way, fed in special way. Then they are shipped to Europe. Then they are, I don't know, matured. They are being aged, dry aged or wet aged, and they cost a lot of money. And then you learn how to cook the steak, and you cook the steak properly. And then at the end, you cut the beef too early, and you lose all the juiciness. It's not blood. People always say, oh, I don't want any blood in my steak. Here's the truth. Blood was withdrawn from the beef after it was slaughtered. There is no blood in this beef. There's some kind of a really tasty juice like a water with plenty of flavor, with umami that's supposed to be inside these fibers. If we leave the steak for a few minutes, because right now all this liquid is floating between the fibers inside the meat. And if we cut it, it's gone. We have it on a board. We can use a bread to wipe it. OK, good. At least that. But if we leave it for a few minutes, this juiciness will come back to the fibers. And the fibers will be juicy. All the fat between the fibers would get melted. This is, can you imagine this stuff? This is beautiful. Let's wait a few minutes. It's gone. It's almost ready. Look, here's a tri-tip. Let's take a look at this. Oh, this is kind of a caramelization that you get when you order Japanese steak in Kobe. Like really, really gentle. Because I can see the pan already is like a medium-high heat. So right now, on this pan, we can actually make the steak from the beginning to the end. Because, oh, it was in a fridge, so we won't. No. We still have, yeah. But never mind. We can, in between, we can try the hanger steak. Oh, man, I knew. We have no plates or forks or something like this. Yuri, will you get some stuff? I've seen some stuff over there. I think forks are fine because we are carnivores. Yeah, we eat with our fingers. We make stuff with fire. Yeah, okay. Today is an exception. We don't have a fire, but still, it's working. Look, and you see, there's plenty of stuff going away out of this meat already. We can wipe it, or we can leave it, and after we cut the steak, you know what I mean. Okay, that was all. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Okay, you don't believe me. Okay. But in the meantime, oh, it's getting nicely done. In the meantime, let's check the tri-tip that's in the oven. Ooh, it's so raw. I think we're going to finish it like this. I don't even have to check it with my thermometer. Is it even on? Yeah, it is on. Well, never mind. You guys go home. I'll look after this stuff. So, take a look at hangers fibers. You see how they go? They don't go like this. They don't go like this. They are somehow... that's an angle, yeah? How do you say it in English? Crossed. You know what I mean, yeah? So you are supposed to cut it like that, actually. So to make it easier, let's just make 3 steaks out of this. Let's take a look inside. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yuri, you see this? I was trying to spoil it, and I didn't. Again, I didn't manage to spoil this steak. Oh, look at this. This is like Japan, like really teppanyaki method. Beautiful. Let's check the temp for now. Oh, it's still soft. Sometimes you can double confirm something with what they say touch method. If you feel that it's still soft inside, there's no need to check. But I can see it's 32, 31, something like this. It's getting close as well. Okay, so my hanger steak right now. And we cut it against the grain already. Oh, wow. You don't want to go too far with hanger steak. It's good. Most of the people already went home. We have plenty of beef for ourselves. Guys, in the meantime, I think you should approach the stage for a moment. Grab a fork or whatever you want. Come on, really, I'm not joking. Let me make it smaller so, there are only a few of us. We're not worried. And a little bit of salt right now as well. Because inside, most of the salt got burnt. Some of it just fell off the beef. And some of the salt didn't actually penetrate the meat inside. If we salt the beef for a few hours, some salt can get inside as well. But it's for me, I don't like this method because it also can drain the juiciness from the outside. So I'm not a great fan. Okay, you guys don't want, so I'll eat it. Okay, it's not bad. Not bad. We need more. Maybe I'll cut some bigger pieces so that everyone will try. Let me know what you think. From here, I was thinking there's like 10 people over there. So I just made a couple of steaks. But I can see I have to grill more. No worries, we'll do it. So I'm taking the tri-tip for rest as well. And in the meantime, let's take another steak. There you go. Enjoy. Another steak is a flap or bavette. That's a big muscle that is on the side of the cow's belly. Yeah, you have a belly here, here's a flank steak, and next to it you have a bavette. And this is a big muscle, another alternative cut. Yeah, take the steak, please. So this is the flap meat or bavette. Really big. We can actually, of course, we can cook the whole thing. But I'm thinking, come over to our stand tomorrow, we'll give you more of that. What we can do. You see the grains are going like this, like concentric, how do you, like this, yeah? So if you are separating the steak from the bavette, I would do it like this, here or here. And you see, this steak is actually quite thick. If you make it like this, it's going to be really juicy, really delicious. But today I will show you the method to cook it a bit faster. This is what it's called 1 minute steak method. Excellent for the last steak. And we have to make the steak a bit thinner. Tomorrow we'll make something really special with the steak. If you come back tomorrow, we'll see how to make a Italian style wrap made of this steak. Italian or Spanish, whatever. Depends on what products I will find before. So the same thing with the pan as before. Quick dishwashing. Don't do it like this at home, okay? I'm skilled at this stuff. I do it all the time. But we really have to get rid of the black burnt stuff. We don't want that on our steak. If we are working on a grill, each time after every steak, brush it with a brush. And here, with a paper, with water, whatever. Don't make many steaks on the same pan. Okay, so as before, we have some fat. Let's put the fat on the pan. And we can actually make it a bit thinner. This is all fat. I'm leaving this. No connective tissue on this steak. So what we're going to do with this steak now, let's make a butterfly of it. So like this, we are opening the steak, and we are making it flatter. The other knife would be better for this job, but it's dirty. So we are making this like that. Yeah, one by one. And you make it flatter. You see the fibers guide you through the meat. It's really simple to do it. If you have a moderately sharp knife, it's not a problem. Yeah, now we have a big piece of beef. And cooking this beef will take us, I don't know, maybe 1 minute. There's still something to be leveled here. It's like a construction work, yeah? You have to make it all leveled up. Well, something like this, like that. A bit of salt, obviously, to make a crust. From this other side as well. And this is going to be really, really fast. Let's see how the fat is doing. Okay. We put more fat on a pan. Nice. And now the steak. Okay. This is 1 minute. Oh, you didn't eat the hanger steak? I'm not cutting another one, please. So you remember the tri-tip steak, we used to cut it against the grain already. So the grains are going like this, yes, from the side of the roof. So you could cut it like that and it won't be against the grain. We can still cut it against the grain like that. It will be much better. You see, it's looking really nice. This is more medium, maybe even medium well already. So if you don't like the rare meat, this is something for you, this tri-tip. And we can double the amount of the beef like this. Like that. Little bit of salt as well. Was the hanger steak good or not? I'm not giving you another steak. You don't like it. Okay, I understand. This is for me. Enjoy. So 1 minute steak. It's time to flip it. Tri-tip, huh? Okay, I have my new favorite steak, I think, from US Beef. Really awesome. Plenty of fat. It's a bit like picanha. They actually, in Brazil, they have two favorite cuts of beef. One is picanha, which is piece like here, far away from the cow's head. And another is maminha. Maminha is exactly the same as a tri-tip. Yeah, and you can say what they like in Brazil. They like fat. Because both picanha and maminha have plenty of fat as a cap on the outside. Not only the inside between the fibers, but on the outside. Okay, what's up with our 1 minute steak? 30 seconds more to go. And in the meantime, we can check the tri-tip, which is probably still... Oh no, it's getting better. Nice. Still raw. We'll get there, don't worry. Okay, so 1 minute steak. It's ready. We don't want to overcook it. There's a purpose. I'm putting everything still in this beautiful, tasty sauce here, because it's all of that is flavor. So we need it, yeah. And the resting of a piece like this, because there's always this question: how long should the meat rest? If the piece is big, for example, tomorrow I'm making a brisket. Come over at 12. 12, yeah. We're making a big brisket. So resting of a brisket is like 1 hour, 5 hours. Americans are even resting for a few hours. They put it in a special container to retain the heat, and they are resting 5 hours, such a big piece of beef. The steak, like a tomahawk steak, big steak, for example, I don't know, half a kilo, yeah, 800 grams. It should rest more or less 10 to 15 minutes. But if you have a steak, for example, like I was doing the hanger steak, up to 5 minutes is okay. But this one, 1 minute, and we're good. So is the time already gone? 1 minute, yeah? We can eat? So let's eat. This is a flap steak, muscle that is on the side of the cow. All of the steaks that I presented here today are really one of the cheapest cuts you can find, as steak cuts you can find in a beef. So if you're running a restaurant, for example, and your dream is to have an excellent steak, but you're, I don't know, bored of ribeyes, or they are so expensive, or the tenderloin. I know people want tenderloin, the filet mignon. I was working in the steakhouse, and like filet mignon was 60% of the steaks was filet mignon. But it's so boring, oh my God. And it's not really tasty, and it's so expensive. This is cheap stuff, but good stuff. And you don't need too much skill to do it. I mean, any cook is able to do 1 minute steak. I mean, every kid is actually able to do 1 minute steak. But the hanger steak, there's maybe some stuff with some butcher work with it, but really any cook should do this. And they are simple. You just have to know how to make them. Don't overcook them, because they are not the best steaks when done, well done. If you like medium well or well done, stick to ribeyes, stick to strip loins, because they handle these degrees of doneness much better. Ah, that's a dinner I like. Okay, guys, come over here, and we're eating more beef. This is a 1 minute steak made of bavette. Little bit red here in the middle. And on the sides, if you like well done, you can try how it tastes when it's done well done. I will check the tri-tip that is being cooked right now. I think we will just eat it. Let me know because that's a third cut already. If anyone tried all the 3 cuts, let me know which one is the best. Because this is a bavette. Bavette, the side from the side of the cow. Second was tri-tip or maminia, the steak which looked actually like a steak. And the first one was a hanger steak or hanging tender, the piece of meat that's inside of the cow's body. Yeah, good idea. Very good idea. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. No, I don't eat bread. I eat only beef. But if you like bread, that's the best bread you can have. Yeah, take care of this stuff. Really nice. So guys, we still have this maminia in the oven. It's more or less cooked. Let's say it's cooked. If you don't want to eat this beef, I will eat it. Oh no, I need more. But the problem with this beef that I have in my oven right now is that it's not seared yet. It has to be seared, because this beef is only being cooked inside. This is quite heavy. That's a joke in kitchens in Poland. Oh, it was heavy when someone drops it because it's so hot. Yeah, you have to collect all this beef because I have no room to work. Sorry, guys. There you go. You can just take a few or everything, whatever you want. Okay. So now, oh, this is off. Okay, that's a pity. The pans are cold. Never mind. So the problem with this steak is that it's cooked inside, but it's still lacking plenty of searing. It has to be seared. You know, ideally in a really high temperature, but I think this butter is not cold anymore. So we just put it in this butter and finish it up in this pan. We can check if it's warm. Yes, it is. We hear the sizzling. Nice. Oh, really nice. Even maybe too hot. And now we are caramelizing the beef after it was cooked inside. This is called reverse sear method. If you have, for example, in your restaurant, I don't know, sous vide, yeah? This is the best method actually to make sure that every steak is perfect. Because first you put it in a sous vide, in a jacuzzi, as I call it. You put it in a sous vide, and then you cook it inside, yeah? And it's cooked. It has to be below the level you need. So, I don't know, 45 degrees in internal temperature, for example. When it's cooked inside, you take it out of the jacuzzi, and then you sear it, and it's perfect each time, because the cook doesn't have to worry if it's cooked to medium or to medium well, because whatever temperature you set on your jacuzzi, this is the degree it's gonna get. But always, when the beef is only cooked, it's not good, even US beef. It needs searing, because from the first moment that the person put the beef or whatever, or just a kangaroo or a deer in fire, and the first human that actually tried the flavor of this beef, this is why it's so popular until today, because it's really tasty and every meat needs this. You see, oh, it didn't even get burnt. No worries, too much talking, too much talking. Little black spots, nothing bad. Nothing bad with that. That's an imitation of the charcoal grill. Yeah, that's actually how to save every presentation, every mistake, you know. Everything is supposed to happen. Yeah, so now the much short, oh, it's really, okay, it's butter. It's burning like crazy. So we don't want that anymore. Let's say it's seared already. You see? You see the sear? And now the rest. But if we were making this reverse seared, actually it doesn't, if we use really low temperature, it doesn't have to rest for a long time, because the liquid inside of the beef is not crazy. Yeah, it should rest a little bit, but it's not attacked with really high temperature. Really high temperature was really short, only the ending. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting for this. Let's try the last tri-tip. Reverse seared. I told you about the grains, yeah? It's going like this. Always remember that. Don't cut like that, because it will be with the grain. We cut it like that, or we'll make a few more steaks with that. You know what? No, it will be fine. It will be fine, yeah. And now we can cut also like that, to go against the grain. And like that. Really hot from the outside. Be careful. And the inside, that's blue. That's the level of doneness I was aiming for. I never make mistakes. This is exactly what I needed. So, I'm getting hungry. Okay, guys, before you come over here, I think it's time already for us, or are we making another steak? Let's make a few more steaks tomorrow. If you guys come over tomorrow, we'll be making recipes with the steaks. So it will be much more interesting. And we'll also make a brisket. So really huge thing that we usually do low and slow for plenty of hours. I will show you how to make it faster way. Fast, but still really good. Okay, enjoy your tri-tip. Come over here. Thank you very much. And I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. Thank you.